What's going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. I am so sorry I missed an upload yesterday. I think it was the first time in a couple weeks that I've actually missed an upload with school and work just getting so busy. I'm sure you guys can understand, but I just want to say thank you so much for still supporting me, for not leaving my channel, because before, if I used to not post for a day, everyone would leave. I'd come back and there used to be a whole audience of people in the crowd. There was like one guy, it's like, hey Fuzzy. So thank you guys so much for sticking with me. I might be a little bit still absent from YouTube the next couple days because, again, between work and school, I have so many exams this week, and then of course they schedule me shifts right when I have exams, so I can't actually hop onto the game or hop onto YouTube because my spare time has to be spent on school, which is not so fun. But I want to make sure that you guys are motivated as well. So if I'm motivated to do school, so should you. So do your homework, study for your test, do all that good stuff. But I've already wasted enough time. Today, guys, we're going to be talking about the new MLB The Show 18 hitting features, and there's quite a few things to discuss. And I'm not going to do a face cam because I just really want to focus on teaching you guys and actually dropping a ton of knowledge as opposed to being, normal little funny Fuzzy. We're going to be serious Fuzzy today, okay? We might even be Preston today. But today, guys, we're going to be talking about 3 key things that are going to be happening in MLB The Show 18. So there's zone hitting. They talked about that exclusively, zone hitting. There's also hit spreads. I'll kind of go into what that means, and there's also going to be player attributes. I felt like those were the 3 main topics in each stream that they really like to hit. So they didn't talk about directional hitting. They didn't talk about analog hitting, anything like that. It was strictly zone hitting, timing, PCI, hit spreads, player attributes, everything like that. So the first thing that we're going to talk about, again, is zone hitting. So the biggest thing that they addressed was the fact that timing is going to play more into the game. So everything that I'm going to talk about today kind of correlates and works in sync with each other. So you have zone hitting that works with timing, you have timing that works with hit spreads, and then you have player attributes that contribute into all of those at once. And then there's also some PCI sprinkled in there. So where I'm going to get started is, if you guys can see, so we have Marwin Gonzalez up, and this is exclusive footage from GameSpot. I don't have the game early. I wish I did because I want to be playing it. I want to get Babe Ruth already. But as you can see, Marwin Gonzalez, his PCI wasn't on, so I was a little confused as to why some players had a PCI, why some players didn't. But as you can see, Marwin Gonzalez roped a line to the third baseman, and if you can see, his swing timing was good. His contact result was okay. So it's kind of the same from MLB The Show 18, or from the show 17, I should say, but the biggest difference is PCI. Now we'll kind of get to a point where I can show you, but if you take a look at the PCI, what they changed is they're actually telling you where you should be hitting the ball with your player. So obviously there's no PCI right here with George Springer, but if we went back, maybe I can go back and reverse it. There was Aaron Judge was at the dish. His PCI, if you look closely, and this would be something that I'm sure once you have the game it'd be easier to see, but the entire circle right here with Gary Sanchez, do you see how the top of his circle is highlighted more so than the bottom? So what the game is trying to tell you is that Gary Sanchez has a better chance of hitting the ball hard if you keep the ball in the top half of the PCI. The bottom half is not filled in. It's filled in, but not so heavily as the top. So you are trying to get on top. You're trying to get either on top of the ball or hit the ball, pretty much square with Gary Sanchez. If you hit a grounder, it's probably not going to do you any good. The biggest thing that they address is that power guys kind of have the advantage because they have more of the PCI to work with. More of their PCI is highlighted. So when you guys pick up the game, make sure that you turn on zone hitting and make sure that you guys are aware of the border around the PCI, because as you can see, if you keep that in mind, you are going to hit some ding dong. So Didi Gregorius came in clutch. So that's the biggest thing. Another thing is hit spreads. And as you can see, Greg Berg also, he has the top of it. So you're trying to get to the middle, kind of to the bottom of the ball, okay? So with hit spreads, think about it this way. In the show 17, you could get good contact and good timing, and it would go straight to the center fielder. It would go straight to the right fielder. It would go straight to the left fielder. Now, they've adjusted that in MLB The Show 18, that the cone of the hit spreads is going to be expanded just a little bit. The reason why is because even if they do it just a little bit, you're going to get more balls to the gap. You're going to get more balls up the middle. So there are going to be a lot more of a variety of hits in MLB The Show 18 as opposed to you have amazing contact, you have amazing timing, amazing PCI. Heck, you just had an amazing day. You killed your math exam, and that plays nothing into you getting an actual base hit. So luckily in MLB The Show 18, they are expanding that cone of the hit spread to give you a better chance of hitting it to the gap and triples alley and all that good stuff. So that is something that I'm extremely excited for. So we've talked about zone hitting, we've talked about you really have to worry about timing as well as your PCI, because again, they're going to show you where your hitter has a better chance of getting a base hit. The next thing that we want to talk about is player attributes, and that's exactly what everything's in sync. So I don't want you guys to freak out too much. There's not too much to learn from these streams in regards to hitting. The biggest thing, again, is you have to pay attention to who you're using, your PCI, and also that they've adjusted timing to the point where if you have good timing and you have decent PCI, you're going to get a more wide variety of hits as opposed to it feeling scripted and you just hitting balls left and right. So again, player attributes. So let's say that you have Billy Hamilton up at the dish. They showed a graph, and I'll put it up on the screen, where players without power are going to want to keep your PCI. You want to keep the ball in the bottom half of your PCI. Reason being is because obviously Billy Hamilton maybe has what, 40-50 power to each side. You don't want to hit the bottom of the ball, because if you hit the bottom of the ball, you're going to hit it up, you're going to hit it to the first baseman, you're going to hit a shallow fly ball to the center, left, or right fielder, and that's not going to be fun. Stuff like that makes me rage. I like hitting. Hitting is the most fun part of baseball, at least to me. I know some people are pitchers only, so they think pitching is the best, but yeah, keep in mind, Alex Bregman, he has a little bit more pop, so maybe you can get away with actually getting underneath the ball, whether it's against a lefty or a righty. But for sure, with people like D. Gordon and Billy Hamilton, you're going to want to keep your ball in the bottom half of the PCI towards the middle of the PCI. Players like Aaron Judge and Gary Sanchez, you can kind of work with that, but you're supposed to keep your PCI kind of in the middle and the bottom of the ball. So keep that in mind as well. So that's pretty much all I have to really tell you guys. The only other thing that I think I missed was the fact that every time you hit the ball, they have a little bird's eye view down at the bottom right or left of the screen, depending on which side of the dish that you were actually hitting from. So that's going to be the end of the video. I don't really actually get anything from that graph, or I don't think it's anything important. It's just nice for the eyes. So yes, all of the gameplay footage was from something called the GameSpot. So if you guys have not checked it out, I will leave their description down below. So again, zone hitting, timing, PCI has changed. We're going to have a more wide variety of hits. I just hit my mic. And then you also have to pay attention to your player attributes, because they're that much more important in this game. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.
I like me better when I'm with you.